What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. I'm just getting out of boxing right now. My fucking shirt is drenched. And I want to talk about be capable of earning the things that you want in life. You're not going to be able to make the kind of money that you want to make if internally you yourself do not believe that you're capable of making that kind of money. And when you start to believe in yourself, when you start to say, you know what, I'm capable of doing this. I don't know how I'm going to do this, right? Don't worry about the how, because so many people get stuck in analysis paralysis. They want everything to be perfect. They want the perfect time, the perfect equipment, the perfect start, the perfect weather. And that's just not how life works. A lot of the times, actually, you are tested. Things do not go the way that you think that they should go on purpose, because the universe is testing you to see if you have what it takes to be able to go out into the fucking rain and adapt to those conditions. Only the men capable of holding themselves accountable are able to earn the kind of success that they desire in all aspects of life. I remember when I first got into sales and I was taking this private coaching program where we all got together. There was different kinds of teams and everybody had to do specific kind of numbers every single day. They had to report in, right? So again, this is a sales coaching network, right? So we're getting together, and the first assignment that everybody has is to write down on a piece of paper how much money they want to make in that year. Now, let me tell you something. The year before, the most amount of money I've ever made was $25,000. I was fucking broke, okay? And I'm looking at this piece of paper wondering, all right, what's going to be my goal for this year? How much money do I want to make? And I was like, you know what? Let's start with $100,000, right? I think that that's pretty much where everybody starts that has no fucking money. $100,000. Let's go for $100,000 a year, right? So I wrote down $100,000 on the piece of paper, and then the instructor goes, all right, now I want you guys to double it. I'm like, what? Thinking to myself, 200,000 in 1 year? I haven't even made 100,000. I'm like, you know what? Somebody's done it. I know other people have been able to make that kind of money. So if they're capable of making that money, I know I'm capable of making that money too, right? Because when you really think about it, it all comes down to your habits. What do you do when you wake up? What do you do before you go to sleep? Are you scrolling on Instagram mindlessly? Are you always distracting yourself with bullshit instead of focusing on your work and leveling up in life? Are you hitting the gym when you're supposed to be hitting the gym? Are you making your calls when you're supposed to be making your calls? Are you working on the things that you need to work on consistently day in and day out to be capable of getting to the next level? A lot of people are not, because they choose the distraction and they actually value the distraction more than their goals. They value the distraction more than that very thing that they want and that they desire, that they say they want and that they desire. Because if you really want something, you're going to do whatever the fuck it takes to be able to get it. You're willing to sacrifice those distractions. You're willing to sacrifice those short-term pleasures for the long-term success. And that's what it comes down to. You have to be capable of understanding that this is the path that you're going to be enduring pain and suffering, but that is the path that is going to get you everything you want in life. If you decide not to go through that path, then the path that you're deciding to go to is the path of distraction, the path of being the kind of individual that doesn't have the life that he wants, to being the kind of individual that doesn't get to retire his parents, to being the kind of individual that doesn't get to travel, that doesn't get to buy the car that he wants, that doesn't get to live in the place that he wants to live in, that doesn't get to make the impact in the lives of the people that he cares about, that doesn't get to have the top shelf access in everything in life when it comes to connections, when it comes to doctors, when it comes to lawyers, when it comes to accountants, when it comes to everything that you want in life that could potentially continue to catapult you to higher and better levels. The only way that you could tap into that lifestyle is by mirroring the habits that have the code of being able to unlock that lifestyle, right? So ask yourself, is you being a fucking bum, watching porn, jerking off, doing bullshit every single day, not paying attention to your goals and not holding yourself accountable, not keeping your word as a man, going to get you any closer to the life that you desire? Chances are, it's only going to get you further away from that life you want. And the only thing that's bridging you to that reality that you truly fucking desire, right? To be a boss, to be a baller, to be able to walk into the room and command presence, to be capable of being respected by men and wanted by women. If you truly want to have that genuine admiration from the world, you're going to have to work on it day in and day out. You're going to have to show up and you're going to have to put in the work. There is no fucking shortcuts. There's no way out. There's no easy way. And actually, if you're looking for a way out, the only way out is to accept that it's going to be hard and accept that it's going to suck. But you know what? That's exactly what's necessary for you to be able to tap into that life. Let me ask you a genuine question. Which life do you believe is harder? A life where you're still afraid of looking at your bank account. A life where when you wake up, you still are afraid of getting out of bed. So all you want to do is stay there for longer, avoiding the day because you have so many things that you haven't gotten to. It's like dishes piling in the sink and you don't even want to pass the kitchen, right? You're so afraid of looking at your life and you're so afraid of looking at yourself in the mirror because you're a disgrace to yourself. Or do you think it's harder for you to be able to wake up every single day, take a look at the dishes that are piled in the fucking sink, get to fucking work, and do what the fuck you have to do as a man to level up your life day in and day out? In the beginning, you're gonna feel a little bit of pain. It's gonna suck. Yes, you're gonna suffer. However, you're gonna start to wake up and you're gonna start feeling more confident in yourself. You're gonna start to wake up and you're gonna start feeling more respect for yourself. You're gonna start to wake up and you're gonna be able to look at yourself in the mirror and admire the physique that you were able to build in the gym because you committed to something and for once you finished it. You're gonna be able to actually look at your bank account and smile because of all the fucking commas that you could see looking back at you saying, wow, you fucking showed up and you put in the work, so now you get to be a baller. What life do you believe is gonna be harder? The life of struggling endlessly or the life of being a fucking winner? You get to choose that with your actions and only with your actions. So decide today and decide every single day moving forward who the fuck you're gonna be. Not by what the fuck you say you're about, but who the fuck you are and how you show up every single day and the things that you do day in and day out. Because that's really what's going to dictate if you're going to be successful and live a life worth living or a life full of fucking regret. You get to decide that with your actions. And listen, this is not about motivation. This is about you understanding that the only thing that's stopping you from living that reality is the discipline that you need to insert in your life. So make a pledge today of who you're going to decide to be and stick to it.